This right here is a review of this brand new album from rock band Turtle Skull. The name of the record is Being Here, and I will admit, I know nothing about this band. They were not on my radar prior to listening to this record, but I saw the cover and thought, this looks pretty cool. Potential. Let's see. And also, the name of the band I thought was interesting as well. Turtle Skull. I don't know, that's unique, I guess. And that also made me think of a scene from the film The Truth About Cats and Dogs, starring Janine Garofalo and Uma Thurman. The scene in particular where Uma Thurman has to put her finger up a turtle's anal cavity in order to make the head come out because the turtle was sick or something. I don't know why one had to do with the other, but it was a movie, so it must be true. By the way, I hate the fact that Janine Garofalo had to play the ugly friend or the ugly character in the romantic comedy. She was adorable, and I feel like that film should have started her career in more films playing the lead in more romantic comedies. I mean, Uma Thurman, I get it, she's tall, that's a thing that people like. But, you know, whatever. And also, if you haven't seen that movie, The Truth About Cats and Dogs, watch it. It has a lot of charm, a really great 90s romantic comedy. Anyway, to the music. By the way, I just want to mention this. I'm sorry, I know I just said I'm going to talk about the music, but one last thing, because I mentioned Uma Thurman being tall, that made me think about this one time where I was with a bunch of my friends and I was with my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, and my buddy, for some odd reason, said to my then girlfriend, "Oh, you must like him because you're into black guys." And she said, "No, I like him because he's taller than all of you." You know, it's funny. I never looked at my friends as short until that moment. I mean, I guess what's the average male height? 5'7", I think it is. I'm 5'11". My wife thinks I'm 5'10". She makes fun of me. It's a running joke, but I have been measured many times. If I go to a doctor's office right now, I will be listed at 5'11". So she can just whatever. Now, I promise, the music. This is the, I believe, sophomore album from this band, Turtle Skull, and this is a interesting combination of psychedelic heavy rock with some mild elements of doom. And you know, the interesting thing about this record is the fact that this feels a little bit more positive. It's weird to hear somewhat positive, jovial doom music, but it's not doom music. It's just kind of has some, I think, very recognizable grooves and riffs that you'd hear a lot in heavier 70s rock and roll. But it's a very pleasant experience. It's also very grand in scale as well. I do like a lot of the roaming qualities of this record. This is definitely trying to take you on some sort of adventure and trip. I like a lot of the guitar work on this album as well. There's one thing that I'm torn about is the recording of this album because it kind of gives off a bit of I don't know. It sounds like the 70s, but at the same time I'm listening to this record and there are many moments where I feel like I wished this sound a little cleaner, a little bit more crisp, and it just feels a bit muffled at times, but I don't know if that's on purpose. Look, stop badgering me. I'm not saying that Uma Thurman is not attractive. She's very attractive. Beautiful woman. We all know this. And I'm also not saying that Janine Garofalo could have had the same career as Sandra Bullock in the 90s. All I'm saying is that I prefer brunettes. And also, if you're looking for some good rock and roll that has some, I guess, elements of the 70s, elements of stoner rock and stoner metal that will kind of test your patience, but in a good way, give this a listen. 7 Sticks of Butter, Peace, Love, Butter.